Hello there, my name's Vince from My Mate Vince, and welcome to day 3 of my Amazon Advent Repair Challenge. So let's get straight on with the first item.
Steam cleaner.
Here we have a steam cleaner, which all looks brand new, but I think the issue with it is that this thing here is broken. And I've nearly burnt myself twice on it. It's definitely heating up. You can see splats of water all over the carpet. Not only does it seem to drip water from here or a bit of steam from here, it's also leaking a load of steam from here because I presume this isn't sealed. That doesn't screw into anything. It's just completely loose. So I think we need to take it apart and see what's happened on the inside. It might be that the plastic on the inside's broken and it's unfixable, or maybe somebody tried to screw it in the wrong way and pushed it through. Not too sure. So let's take it apart and see if we can fix it. Right, thinking about leaking here, I think maybe it's designed to, because they do give you these comically rubbery large gloves in the thing. It looks like a sort of grey Mr. Blobby hand. If it was pink, it would be Mr. Blobby. Also, weirdly, they got hearts everywhere. Oh, I don't know. It's amazing the stuff people buy, that's all I'm saying. I've emptied it of water. I'm going to say that I don't think this is fixable, because I think, in fact, what we got here. Oh, we got a washer here, a metal washer. I think that there's something broken on the inside. I don't think this is going to be fixable to where it would be actually safe to use. There's a big difference between me being happy using something and passing it on to somebody else to use. Okay. Ooh, massive boiler. This is reminding me a little bit of a steam iron. You know, with that thing there. Wow, look at that, gone rusty already. And I don't think it's actually had any, I don't think this has had any real use. It looks like water's actually got to this. Oh, of course water's got to the inside bit, because I suppose it's coming through the broken thing here. Another rusty screw. Part one. Yeah, okay. Right, so that's a little pickup there, and it does have a little filter in it. Let me get a little napkin to wipe this up. Oh, look at that, that's nice, that's all potted. Look at that, that looks lovely, completely see-through. See there? Yeah, that's all rubberized. Feels nice. Is that an air bubble? No. Okay, let's forget about all that. Let's just see what's happening with this connector, because we know this is actually working. So what is happening here? We have a nut with some rust on it. Do you know what? I think this is going to work fine. I think it's been unscrewed by accident. Look at that. Job done. Now I don't want to do it too tight because it's only going into plastic. Should really be getting a proper spanner for this. I'll get told off in the comment section. Let me get a spanner. Part of me does wonder if the steam... Well, hold on. The water's in here and this is on the outside, but yet it does seem like these are rusty. So clearly hold on, but the steam's been generated. Do you know what? Do you reckon somebody overfilled it? Because there's no reason for that to be rusty there. And the steam's not being built. This is cold in here. The steam's being generated in here. So there's no reason why these screws should be rusty. This might well be user error and not product error. Because if steam was coming up here, then you would need some sort of O-rings here, but you don't. So I think on the very first use, somebody probably overfilled it and also twisted this the wrong way. I know it's not a proper spanner. I just want to give it a little nip up. That's loosening it. I don't want to go past the, I don't want to strip it, you know, by going too much. Right, that's on tighter than I can move easily with my hands. Now, does this screw into here? Do you twist it in? Because I think that should be, you know, that should be covered. Oh, look at that. So you're getting all water in here. Oh, but that's because the steam was coming out of here and going into here. That could be why it was dripping on me, because water shouldn't be in this bit. Right, let's take this apart and see if there's a way I can get it sorted. See, there's no, you know, there's no O-ring there. I think water was coming all the way down this pipe, being forced along maybe. Yeah, look at it coming out. Okay, just going to blow down it. Sounds like a banshee. Right, so now I'm going to straighten it out and try to pull this all the way along so we have a bigger gap here. There we go. Now I want to see, does this screw in? Ah, so it kind of, it's a bit like a push fit connector. Look at that, that's in now. Now let's see, on this side, is this already in? That's in quite nicely. I don't think it's going to leak there. And now we have a nice bit of length here. I wonder, is that supposed to fit on the end? Or does it just go, does the whole inside off the tube? You know what I mean? I wonder, does that fit on the ends here? Just going to gently see if it turns. It's coming. Not sure if this is push fit. There we go. Ah, that is supposed to go on there, you know. So that's why it was leaking out here as well, because it wasn't on here. It was just the pressure that was forcing it through here. So we should be able to get that all the way through, should we not? I'm going to hold it here, force it on, then push it back in. Do you know, I think we have done a proper fix here. There we go, that's on there now. So I push it back, that's in its home. So I think we're going to be all right. And you put other attachments on there, bigger ones. Right, well there we go. That's locked in there now, that's locked in here. That's on here, and this is locked in here. Let's put this back together. And I'm just going to give the screws a quick little clean. If I had screws like this, I would replace them, but I haven't. Tiny bit better than it was. Holy moly, look at the price of these things. Under a different name, $79.99, $54.99, $54.99 from Amazon. That's crazy. I didn't think it would cost that whatsoever. I thought it was a £20 item. It must be the gloves. Right, let's turn it on. And hopefully I'll show you some steam coming out without steam coming out everywhere else. It should be just coming out here. So on here, and the green light will come on. There we go. Let's put the glove on just in case. After me slating these gloves, these will probably last me a lifetime. Last time I did this, it started clicking and then a load of steam. There you go. So that's the pump. Whoa, 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 whoa. There we go. And there's no steam coming out here, and it's not leaking here this time. Woo! Okay, I'm getting my box sopping wet. Off, off. Yeah, there we go. Clearly I shouldn't be doing that in the living room. Yeah, 100% that's working. And after me maybe being not very nice to it, I think if you had some grounding grease somewhere, or do you know where it might be good? I wonder would it be good in the bathroom? Because I've got a bit of mould on some of my, on the grout, you know, when it goes, because grout's a bit porous, isn't it? A few little holes. I wonder would it get it out from there? Maybe. Yeah, that's pretty powerful actually. So it will probably turn out to be my most loved device. Or is that just because I know now it's worth more money than I thought it was? Who knows? Anyway, it's working, and I actually think that is I think it's a lasting fix because there was nothing wrong with it. I think everything here was just user error. I think somebody twisted this the wrong way, which knocked the nut off. I think they pulled this lead or something, so it came away from the top bit here. I think if you're careful with it and use it like this, I think it will probably work just fine.
Solar-powered Buddha.
Here we have a solar-powered Buddha, a solar-powered statue. But it doesn't seem to be doing anything. It's making this noise, which doesn't sound overly healthy. And even if I shine a light in here or put it outside, I can't seem to get any light lighting up here. Clearly it's been dropped and this is broken off, but we can glue that back on. But we need to find out what's making this rattling noise and also why it doesn't appear to be doing what it needs to do. So it says here that you're supposed to put it in a sunny spot and leave it for 6 to 8 hours, and then it will light up automatically at night for 8 hours. So there must be something in here which detects light that then turns this on. So also this looks out of place here as well. So let's undo the 2 screws at the back and let's get a multimeter on the solar panel and see is it actually putting any voltage into the battery, and also find out what the battery is and also what's making that noise. Right, 2 little Phillips screws, and this is the on and off switch here. So down is on, that's off. This is a faulty switch. Right, I can see some hot snot glue here. The hot glue, and also here as well. So I presume this is glued in to make it a bit more waterproof. Here we go. Ah, all right, okay. Well, let's check the battery. So this is a 300 milliamp hour, 1.2 volt. AAA size, obviously rechargeable. Right, so the battery has got nothing in it right now, but it's a nickel metal hydride, not sure, but you know, I'll be happy to. It's not lithium, is it? So I'll be happy to get that charging again. Maybe because it's just been in the box for so long. It's got just 0 charge in it. Right, now we want to find out what that is. Also, we want to take out this so we can test the on and off switch. Fair play for them using that battery there, which is not soldered in, because not that it matters, I don't think anybody's going to be repairing this, but it means that you could just pop a new battery in if that one was to fail. Because if this is being left outside in the cold and stuff, the batteries may fail quicker. So I'm hoping this will make the glue all slippery. There we go, did you see that bit break there? There, you can see it's already starting to lift. I need to kind of hook it. Yeah, look at all the glue coming out. IPA works miracles on this glue. Look at that. Yes. Excellent. Right, okay. Oh. Oh, so that's going towards the light, of course. Right, what's all these bits that are rattling then? Bit of glue. More glue. That's just going to be broken bits off hard plastic, isn't it? This resin stuff. It's amazing the hole's so big it doesn't want to come out. There we go. Whoa, there's a big bit. And there. There we go. Buddha is quiet again. Right, so I need to kind of break this from there because that hasn't been done properly either. So let's add some IPA around here. There we go. And let's take this out. We're free. Right, Buddha is done. So let's try to take this board out. Let's see what we got. Suspense is killing me. Ta-da! We have got a slightly bananaed board. Was that me? Maybe. So we've got a tiny, tiny little chip here. Oh, that's going to be the charging. Would that be just simply the charging chip? That's going to be the charging chip, isn't it? So we've got the solar cells coming in here. It goes to, I presume, these two pads here. And this goes to here. That's the negative. And then from here it goes right the way down to this thing here, and this one goes off to the light. So how does the switch work? Oh, we've got a resistor there for the light. Oh, on that side there, on the positive. That's going to be on. Let's connecting that to that. The switch is working. So this was just sent back because it arrived broken with the glass bowl off. It just needs to be left out in the light for hours. So that turns it on here. So that connects the battery through to here, which goes through the resistor, which then livens up the light here. What I don't quite understand is why does the light come on? Oh, do you know what it is? It's as simple as this. So that is just purely to do with the charging, isn't it? And there's nothing there. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. If you were to charge this inside, for example, the light would just be on any time. The light isn't necessarily on when it's dark. The light's just on when it's charged. It just so happens that it probably takes a good 12 hours in the daytime, or 14 hours or 16 hours to charge up in the daytime, and then it's going to come on towards the evening and stay on for 8 hours overnight. But there's no light sensor on here as far as I can see. Right, SWLB, let me see what that is. No, it's not bringing anything up. Anyway, it has to be for that, doesn't it? So shall we see if we are getting a voltage off this, because that is oh, you can see it's all in resin. That one's lifting up. So there's 4 little plates there. So let's go to voltage and see if we're picking up any voltage from it. Right, so when it's like that, it's 6.3. There you go, now it's gone up. Sorry, 0.63, now it's 0.75. Let's just get this here and see if it's going to go up. Yeah, 1.3. So 100% that little solar cell is working. Right, it's not a very sunny day, but you can see the solar panel here, and I've just got it resting on the battery terminals, and we got 1.4-ish volts. If I was to cover it up, you will see it will drop. So I suppose what happens is it charges up the battery more and more and more and more, and then quite simply the light will come on when the battery has enough charge to turn on the light. Right, I'm going to plug it into this for a few hours, see what it does.
think you have to do it in pairs. And these here are the same, NIMH. There's a little bit of a tiny bit of glass here that's a little bit broken, and I can see a bit of broken glass here. So it doesn't fit very nicely here, but when I spin it and drop it into that place, that now is rock solid. There's no movement there whatsoever. So that is where I am going to be gluing it. So I mixed up some clear epoxy. This stuff sets nice and hard, so it would have no problem gluing this globe down. The globe already fits so nicely when you put it in the original position it was in. So a thin bit of epoxy around the bottom and it will stick itself down nicely. I've also put the LED in a nice straight position, and I'm charging up the battery as well. So let's pick up the video now once everything's been glued and the battery has been on charge for quite a while. All right, first of all, I'm going to go on the Duracell one. So 1.44. Now let's go on the cheapo green one. 1.4. Pretty steady though. That's going to be enough to make Buddha work. I think this battery probably is going to be okay. Right, just put the battery in. Buddha's still not working. So I am going to put the Duracell battery in. Maybe it needs to be up to 1.44 before it will work. Oh, come on. So what's... There isn't a light sensor on here, is there? I even forget now what's on and what's off. That was on there. Why is it not working? I hope a wire hasn't come loose some... Oh! It just came on there for a second. What? Oh! You have to cover this up at the back because it's dark. Wow! So there's a sensor built into here. Ah! Wow, okay. I didn't know that. It's full of surprises. Now let's see if this one's working. Yes! Brilliant. Okay. So let's put this back together properly now. So that's how it comes on when it's dark. I didn't realise that this is going to be... so when it's not detecting any light, it turns itself on. Brilliant. I'm going to bring that outside because it is dark now outside. And let's see what it looks like. Okay, I'm outside now. Let's turn them on. Boom. Gives off a fair bit of light. And I got a little torch here, flashlight, to mimic daylight. So let's put that around the back, see if it turns off. Yes. So on, off, on, off. He is fixed. Guess how much this Buddha costs? I would have said $9.99. I found it on Amazon, Prime delivery, for, currently for sale right now, I'm in shock, $36.99, and people are buying it. It's got 188 reviews, 4 stars, so people are happy enough with it. I didn't think it would cost that much.
1 week later.
Right, Buddha has been out here in all weathers and for about a week, and it's no longer lighting up at night. Let's bring him in and measure the battery. Right, so the night after I did it, it was on. I wasn't watching it all night, obviously, but it was on when I looked out when it was dark, and then I looked out again later and it was still on. And then in the daytime it was off, and the next night it was on. And since then it hasn't been on since, but check this out. When I cover it up, you can see it is on, but very, very dim, and then goes out. So that says to me that there is charge in the battery, but not much. So I bet we're going to see something like 1 volt or something along those lines. And after reading the reviews, I think I know what's wrong with this. So originally there was nothing in it because it's probably been living in the box for the past 6 months or something. Now I bet we are going to have about 0.9 of a volt. There you go, 1.2. But it's not enough to actually make it work. So I'll tell you what's happening here, really simple. This is working, it's just a bit of a design issue where lots of people are saying it will only work if you have it in direct bright sunlight. Now, in the UK in the summer, this might well work, but look at the way this is situated. This is here. So basically there's nothing to fix. It's just, I don't think the design's best. If you had this high up in a tree, it would work because it's going to be getting light hitting against this. But when it's on the ground like this in a garden, you're going to have a fence nearby, you're going to have a plant pot nearby, you're going to have a bush, a shrub, anything nearby. As well as that, it's not even going to get a huge amount of sunlight because even the camera here cannot see this. If you were to rest it here, I've got no doubt that this would work perfectly. Yeah, if you were to rest it like that. But then it doesn't work as a statue, does it? It looks like a statue that's fallen over. They've placed this incorrectly. It's going to be very hard for that to get much sunlight at all when it's in this position here. The problem is, where would you put it? Let's say you want to make a Buddha, a solar powered Buddha. Where are you going to put this? You're not going to put it on its head because it's going to detract from the statue. The only thing I can think of is maybe if you were to have a little mat, a pretend mat coming out here, or do you know what? Even a waterproof little flexible mat with this built in, or a flexible solar panel built in here, and at least then that's going to get sun all the time and it's going to make this work. But what they've done here is they've gone for the look of it and they've hidden this away, but unfortunately by hiding it away you really are limiting the sun hitting it. So there's nothing that can be done here, and I can't see how they would actually do it any other way. So I'm not saying they're done incorrect, but I just don't really think it works as it's designed to work. So in my opinion, it's a bit of a fail. So yeah, let me know what you think. I'm thinking maybe a mat here with it on there and somehow disguise so it looks like Buddha's on a mat, and that way then at least the statue would still look good from different angles. In fact, it would look better because it wouldn't have this at the back. And then in my opinion, it would definitely work even in the UK. If this was sat in Australia, it would probably be bright enough to work all the time, but certainly in the UK, no. I know it's late in the year now, but it's not. It doesn't work in my garden. So if I bought this, I think I would be disappointed, but I think it would work in the summer. And you can see clearly it is charging up a bit, but not enough to actually make it work in this weather. So yeah, there we go. There was nothing actually wrong with Buddha. It was just that this had come off. But at least I know how he works now.
Summary?
So how much are they worth? Well, the steam cleaner, £55, so I think it's worth £27.50, half of that, all day long, because if people are willing to pay £55 for it, then I'm sure they're going to be willing to pay that. Now, the Buddha's down as £35, and really, you could argue that it's near enough new, but I just don't think it's even worth 50% of that price there. So I'm putting it down as £10, and I even feel like a robber, a crook, putting it down as £10 because I think the true value is way lower. Anyway, add those two up and we've got £37.50. So you can see it's starting to add up through the days. Let's see if day 4 will be as successful. So hopefully you'll join me again tomorrow. Thanks for watching.